About security, and the new Minister of Defense has just been sworn in. So we're taking a look at the task ahead of him. Captain, earlier I talked about the need for serious coordination so that we don't have this friction. Now, what kind of reform do you think will help our security architecture so that we have the best of operations?
Okay, you asked me earlier that General C.G. Musa is now a civilian. A military man is a military man for life. He's in charge of the Ministry of Defense, and the Ministry of Defense is saddled with the responsibility of coordinating the activities of the armed forces. So there is nothing that the Army headquarters, Naval headquarters, Air Force headquarters want to do that will not get to the office of the Minister of Defense. He coordinates. So I strongly believe that he is going to provide the enabling environment for them to carry out their responsibilities effectively, by providing the political will, because he understands the problem. And also, in terms of the reforms I recommend that should be put in place, during the screening process, the Minister of Defense made mention of something that I believe will have improved the morale of the troops. He made mention of the fact that he's going to probe into the circumstances that led to the disappearance of General Huba. From my own point of view, if a general will be missing, and by now there's no confusion in that local government, that is, it dampens the morale of the troops. Because the troops will ask themselves...
When you say confusion in that local government, what do you mean?
Because we should be seeing strategic military activities everywhere, left, right, center. If a brigadier general will be missing and everywhere is quiet, people of below ranks will ask themselves, if I'm the one that is missing, this is how everything will be silent. We've not had area bombardment. This place has been dislodged and things are going smoothly. So I believe that with the statement made by General C.G. Musa, that will improve the morale of the troops, because there needs for a probe to take place to actually ascertain the veracity of the whereabouts of the general. And also, the welfare of the military personnel is very, very paramount. If I know I'm fighting for a cause that, okay, I've seen how the disappearance of a particular senior or junior officer, the way it was handled by the military hierarchy, it will give me the tenacity to do more. I am fighting for a recall that, okay, in the event I'm not available anymore, I know the military hierarchy will take it, they will not take it lightly. So, as against the backdrop of wanting to compel people to remain in service, if the work is enjoyable, if I know that, okay, my welfare is well taken care of, I have a place to put my family, I'm being provided with all the necessary combat enablers, nobody will tell you they want to leave. So improve their welfare. Okay. You can't force them. It's a voluntary job. People should be allowed to join voluntarily and leave at will when they're deemed fit. So the welfare of the troops is very, very sacrosanct. If you are taking care of me properly, the way expected of you, will I tell you I want to leave you? I will not do that. So you attempting to force me, that means you want to gather a disgruntled element to be working for you. You will not get results. So I would say that the welfare of the troops, the officers, the soldiers, and other members of the armed forces is sacrosanct, is very important, and should be well taken care of.
Captain just raised something very vital. What General Musa said, that he is going to look into the disappearance of the Brigadier General. And also, I think he also talked about who gave that order before the attack in Kebbi. Do you think such moves will make any difference? And if it will make any difference, do you think the environment will allow that to be done? Because why was it not done up till now? And do you think anything will change if he now says he wants to move in? Because he's also occupying a political position, and there are a lot of interests that he might be stepping on.
That's very true, which is why when I was speaking on a sister TV station yesterday on this issue, I said we need to manage expectation. General Musa is not an angel, is not a superhero or Superman. he will do his own bit, but within the ambience of what the law allows him. A lot still needs to be done. For instance, like I said, he's now operating at policy level. He can initiate moves. Recall that there are a number of insinuations, even leading to the dropping of the senator who is the head of intelligence in the Senate for certain, allegations or whatever. Now, we need to deal in ensuring safety and security. We must not lose sight that the primary.
Okay, Jide, we'll come back to you.
Okay,
you're there with us, Jide.
And the military is supposed to complement. It's not supposed to complement what the police are supposed to be doing. But as it were now, all hands have to be on deck. Laws have to be made. In fact, during the Senate screening, something came up that the House of Reps has passed a motion that the funding for the Ministry of Defense should be on first-line charge on Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. That is not the scenario now. So even if you say you are giving 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 5 trillion to the Nigerian Army or to the Ministry of Defense, they still have to go through the bureaucratic bottlenecks to get that fund. But if they are on first-line charge on Consolidated Revenue Funds, whatever funds is given to them will be on the service-wide books, and so they can easily access the funds. That is at the level of National Assembly. Even the issue of state police, which the northern governors, the southern governors have agreed, even President Bola Tinubu has agreed, that one too, you need to fast-track the operationalization of the passage of the law to enhance it. Then you also need all hands on deck. What are we doing to our porous border? We have thousands of kilometers of land borders we are sharing with Francophone countries. And we are being told of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons.
Okay.
How will the Minister of Defense, for instance, be able to do something about that porosity of our border with Ministry of Interior and all? So a lot still needs to be done for us.
All right, Jide, we'll come back to you. Just hold your thoughts there, please. During the screening, he talked about the whole of society approach.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Gidado just mentioned that we need to bring in the president needs to bring in everybody on board. Now, the whole of society approach, the impression is that it's not just a task of the military.
Of course.
Some people have said that actually we got to where we are today, not because we have a weak military. It was because we had a weak policing system. Because if the police was that strong to keep the internal security, it wouldn't degenerate to the extent that we now need to invite the military. Now, we've been talking about state police. The president has declared emergency in security. Why is it difficult for the necessary laws to be passed now to accelerate it so that we move into whether it is state policing or community policing? Why is it difficult? Why is it still talk shop that this is what we need to do? How long will it take us to realize that the way we're talking of first-line charge for defense, we should also be talking of first-line charge for the police? Do you think it will make any difference if we begin to realign our thoughts that way?
Okay, the idea of state policing is not a bad one. However, the existing policing structure needs to be properly reformed, professionalized, before we get to the stage of state policing.